What's up, guys? You're watching jmboytv, and we are back with another reaction. Today we'll be reacting to Rocky Mountain High by John Denver. This song was suggested by a patron, so you know how to check it out. I'm not familiar with John Denver. If you are a returning viewer to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a ton. There are 100,000 of you guys that watch my videos and return to my videos, but over 85% of you guys are not subscribed. I know it can be easy to forget because my videos just pop up. I do the same thing sometimes. If this is your first time to the channel, I am new to the rock genre, exploring the mini classic rabbit holes, having a blast. If you want to join me on that journey, take a second to scroll down, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss a video when I post. It helps out the channel tremendously. And if you guys are interested in exclusive content or you want to ensure that I react to your suggestion, definitely consider checking out the Patreon. The link will be in the description. I have tons of reactions to classic songs that got blocked here from YouTube, songs that I know you guys would enjoy. That being said, let's get right into this video.
He was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. He left yesterday behind him. You might say he was born again. You might say he found the key for every door. When he first came to the mountains, his life was far away, on the road, hanging by a song. But the string's already broken and he doesn't really care. It keeps changing fast and it don't last for long. But the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Shadow from the starlight is softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. He climbed Cathedral Mountains. He saw silver clouds below. He saw everything far as you can see. And they say that he got crazy once and he tried to touch the sun, and he lost a friend but kept the memory. Now he walks in quiet solitude, the forests and the streams, seeking grace in every step he takes. His side is turned inside himself to try and understand the serenity of a clear blue mountain lake. In the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Talk to God and listen to the casual Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Now his life is full of wonder, but his heart still knows some fear of a simple thing he cannot comprehend. While they try to tear the mountains down to bring in a couple more people, more scars upon the land. In the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Though he'd be poor and mad if he never saw an eagle fly. Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Friends around the campfire and everybody's high. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain
Man, what a beautiful and like peaceful song from John Denver. I really enjoy like the serenity that exudes from this song. I love the guitars on this one, the acoustic guitar being strummed, the bass that was being played. There's also a guitar being picked out in the background, sounded really good. Love the slide guitar that came in, and the harmonies on this song just provided a great ambiance. I really enjoy John's vocals, very soft and delicate, Paul Simon-esque if you will. And I'm just saying Paul Simon because when I think of soft voices, that's who I think of. I'm not saying they sound alike. Now let's check out the lyrics on this song. He said he was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. He left yesterday behind him. You might say he was born again. You might say he found a key for every door. When he first came to the mountains, his life was far away, on the road and hanging by a song, but the string's already broken and he doesn't really care. It keeps changing fast and it don't last for long. So a lot of metaphors here, but I think he's trying to say that some sort of like spiritual awakening took place. He said he was born in the summer of his 27th year, so he's 27th, but he was born again. And he literally says he left yesterday behind him. You can say he was born again. And he's talking about this guy going to the mountains. He said he came home to a place he'd never been before. So he goes to the mountains. I guess he starts living there, and then his whole life just kind of changes. He said you might say he found a key to every door. So this experience of moving to the mountains really changed how he thought and how he, experienced life. He obviously got some revelations and probably like a new peace of mind. The chorus goes, but the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. The shadow from the starlight is softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High. So really just some beautiful imagery here. He's talking about fire raining from the sky, describing those kind of orange, red, and pinks that come when sunset hits, resembling fire. Really beautiful stuff, especially in the Rocky Mountains. And then he says the shadows from the starlight is softer than a lullaby. So at nighttime, the stars are like, sparkling and very bright because there's no light pollution in the mountains. It's a very different experience when you look at the stars out in the country or somewhere where you're not in a big city. They twinkle that much more and you can see the galaxies and stuff like that. So he's describing how that light casts like a light shadow on the ground. The shadow from moonlight is different from the shadow from sunlight. Really great imagery. Next verse he says, he climbed the cathedral mountains, he saw silver clouds below, he saw everything as far as you can see, and they say he got crazy once and he tried to touch the sun and he lost a friend but kept the memory. Now he walks in quiet solitude, the forest and the streams, seeking grace in every step he takes. His sight is turned inside himself to try and understand the serenity of a clear blue mountain lake. So once again, describing the imagery of being up in the mountains. He's talking about being like high above the cloud line and just looking at the clouds down below you. Then he said he got crazy and tried to touch the sun and he lost a friend but kept the memory. So I feel like right there he could be saying like he got overzealous about something and he had to kind of come back down to ground level, and in that experience he lost that friend, which could be like a real friend or it could just represent like himself dying, like his old self. So him remembering who he was before that person died, but now he's a new person. Honestly, I'm feeling like there are a lot of spiritual references in here. I know you guys might think that's just a conclusion I always jump to, but I'm actually reading the lyrics and seeing it here because he's already talked about like being born again and becoming a new person. Then he's talking about seeking grace in every step he takes. So it's like, who are you seeking grace from? And it just kind of reminds me of a verse in Psalms. The first one is Psalms 37:23. It says, the Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. Basically just saying like, I want to be where God wants me to be, so I'm gonna ask for direction from him every time I try to make a move. And I think that's what he's alluding to here, looking for grace in each step. Or some might say he's just trying to watch his footing. He also talks about looking within and really self-reflecting and trying to understand, who he is. But whether he's talking about God or not, he's finding peace in this journey. The chorus goes, in the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Talk to God and listen to the casual reply. Rocky Mountain High, Rocky Mountain High. Well, there you go. Didn't even know that was coming. So now he's actually referencing God, saying he's talking to him and waiting for the casual reply. And once again, I think that represents like the peace that comes from God. Like the things we think are so urgent in our lives aren't really that urgent. We're so frantic and stressed and worried, but it's because we're focused on the wrong things. Last couple verses I'll go over, he says, now his life is full of wonder, but his heart's still knows some fear of a simple thing he cannot comprehend. While they try to tear the mountains down to bring in a couple more people, more scars upon the land. In the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. I know he'd be a poorer man if he never saw an eagle fly. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Friends around the campfire and everybody's high. Rocky Mountain High, and he just repeats that. So once again, he's noting that his life has changed since he's been born again, but his flesh still experiences fear of the unknown. And then he talks about people trying to come in and like destroy the beautiful landscape, leaving scars on the land. And he says to bring in a couple more mountains, so maybe like changing it to artificial stuff. And then that last part says, I know he'd be a poorer man if he never saw an eagle fly. So not being able to experience the beauty of nature, the wonder, the freedom would make you less fortunate because of how much peace, how much wonder, how much beauty there is in it, and how you can see God in it. Like it says in Romans 1:20, it says, for since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse. So basically just saying like, you get that sense of awe and wonder when you see such beautiful nature because God has infused himself into it, into his creation. Now in that very last verse, he talks about being around the campfire with his friends and everybody's high. So it's very possible that this song is not about God at all, but he does literally make reference to God and some spiritual themes. So you guys let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm not an expert. I just connect the dots where I see them, and I literally know nothing about John Denver. So man, this was a great song, great recommendation from you guys. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. And I'll catch you guys on the flip.